Listen, people don't understand this guy's not the first one. I have a lot of clients that are virgins. Virgins do exist, but people highlight the ignorance, but they don't highlight positivity. Now, before I read this comment, I'm not going to call her name because I have respect for her. But I had a woman try to throw me her virginity at night. She was 19. I was 20. I was 30. So this is when I first got my passport. When I first got my passport, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was cocky. I saw a local woman, I'm like, whatever, I'm going to Argentina, I'm going to Brazil. I got women in Bulgaria waiting for me. So at the end of the day, she was hitting me like, when you gonna come try some of this? I'm like, how? She was like, when you gonna try some of this good? I'm like, how you know if it's good if you ain't never do it? You feel me? And I decline. I'm a boss. See, when you're a boss, you could decline virgins. A lot of men in this generation, they were like, oh man, if I was you, I would have taken it. That's why they 40 where they at. They got a bad mindset. A boss understands the cost. If you have millions in this generation, and this is the easiest generation, you can get a virgin at any age. You don't have to settle. They want people to feel like you have to settle because average people settle. My question to you is, why would you want to compare yourself to the average? If you compare yourself to the average, you know what that makes you? It makes you average. Let it breathe. Now, with that being said, shout out to this young man that's rocking my content at 19. I always put 18 and over. So anybody 17, 14, they're not going to see my videos. Now, he said, how can I have a meeting with you? Love your content. I'm 19 years old. Never kissed or hugged a girl before. And I'm working towards my goals constantly. Let it breathe from Ireland. Listen, shout out to Ireland. I got a supporter from Ireland, so I'm going to say shout out to the Well Lad. Well Lad has been supporting for 5 years. He's buff, just how I'm buff. All my FLS soldiers, we all look the same. We're all 200 plus pounds or 170 on up. That's accepted. And we all walk around just looking like unfiltered gorillas. Now, with that being said, you're 19 in Ireland. Just get a Lamborghini Urus in Ireland. You probably drive on a different side, but trust me, the Lamborghini Urus, get some merchandise, start selling something, and this is how you do it. Why touch a woman when you could touch this? Nobody likes me, but I don't care who don't like me because at the end of the day, I want to see men win. I'm a boss. I've been a boss before YouTube. I'm in a trap house. My workers, they light skin with deep waves. They black and Italian. They speak with their hands. I done had women I try to holler at. They like, we like your worker. I'm like, well, you could talk to my worker. like Big Meech say, we ain't falling out over no woman. That's one thing we ain't doing. And I'm gonna say this again. We ain't falling out over no woman, but me, I've been a boss. But one of my workers, he was 6'2", light skin. He was Italian. And my man had 5 waves, the deepest waves you ever seen in your life. At the end of the day, listen, we ain't falling out about no woman, but that's the problem. These dudes, they never been in a boss position. I've been a boss, I would say, since I was, without lying, I've been a boss ever since I was 18. So this is not overnight. Like on YouTube, I'm still figuring out YouTube. I'm up here dropping 13 videos. ChatGPT is telling me you're only allowed to drop 5 or you're going to mess up the algorithm. Shout out to ChatGPT. ChatGPT help me because I'm a boss. I don't deal with control. At the end of the day, why kiss a woman if you don't have 10 million? Now, you're probably going to say you don't need 10 million. I would say at least get 2. I mean, why limit yourself? Let me tell you guys something. To all my virgins out there, men and women, because they're both. The goal is to be limitless, not limited. And I'm going to say this again. The goal is to be limitless, not limited. So what happens, especially in America and other parts of the world, everybody wants to have millions, but they don't. So they're playing the game before the millions. Now, as far as the billions, I think that's a little technical because those guys are controlled. It's crazy. You could be a self-made millionaire, but if you're running up the billions, then you're running around making self-driving cars. Follow where I'm going. So the safest range to me is to be around the medium of, I will say, about 30 million. Anything over 30 million, people are coming to see you. The goal in life is, and I hope that I can stay alive as long as I'm here on earth, because this is real information you're not supposed to know. You were never supposed to win. You got people out here beefing over small YouTube checks while DDG making 12 million a month. No, at the end of the day, if DDG wanted to make 99 million in a month, DDG, if he pulled up to any major university, DDG could make 99 million in a month. See, when I told everybody DDG will put a woman in a DDT, they thought I was hating, but no, DDG is not playing. He's about his money. If he made 12 million a month on Twitch, if you do not create content in this generation, I think that's mental health. That's what's causing mental health issues, because it's better to make content and run up the millions. And to me, if I was in my 20s, I'm going lime green Urus. I'm a little bit older, so I'm thinking more of yellow or white, something not too loud in your face. But you guys have to understand, to all you young dudes out there, just promise me you're not going to go 60 miles an hour, but you're going to enjoy the Lamborghini over a woman. I always been a car guy, and the thing I love about cars is unless you really want to pull them out, you never could really go around women. So semen retention to me was kind of more natural, because when I bought out the Lexus, I wasn't around women for a year. Even when I got my 20-inch rims on my Impala, I wasn't around women for a year. When I got my Cadillac CTS before I started traveling, I wasn't around women for a year. So I always learn when it's time, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, sometimes you got to pop out. Yeah, when it's time to pop out, you can't be around women in general. A lot of dudes that you've seen back-to-back Rolls Royces, they were probably sleeping on the floor. See, the Lamborghini is more than just materialistic. It means above average. At the end of the day, you want to be above average. Shout out to my barber. I paid $180 a cut because he's above average. When you're above average, that's what you want to be in life. But I know you're an island, but what they do to Americans, they put a lot of highlight on people that are poor. They're broke. If you make six figures in America, you're literally broke. You can't go to Aspen. You're limited. You can't go to Aspen. You got to start calling out people bluff. We had a term in Baltimore to say, shorty, you bluffing. And at the end of the day, shout out to Baltimore, changed my life forever. Shorty, you bluffing. People be talking about, oh, so-and-so make $120,000. They can't go to Aspen. They can't go to Monaco with that. They can't even go to Switzerland with that. So my main thing is this. If I was in my 20s, this will be it. At my age, I want to be more humble, more low-key, more reserved. Who knows? I might even go G-Wagon. But I'm just saying, this is the play. I'm all about making plays. I'm like a quarterback. I'm a coach down. Listen, audible. Started with the Urus, but the G-Wagon is crazy. They go G-Wagon, audible. See, when you got resources, you can call audibles. Like, I promote the Urus, but I'm thinking I might go with the G-Wagon. It's still up in the air, but I'm saying if I was in my 20s, I would focus on how to make 10K a month. If you can make 10K a month, you can pull this out. This will at least get you 2 million. That is more than what crypto can do. I can't trust no crypto space. I can't trust no stock. But one thing I could trust is, see, I don't know about Ireland if you guys have banks like the US, but if I know that I could sell out, I'm going to the bank and say, let's go for the Megatron load. I'm getting 100K t-shirts. You guys have to understand, people talk about what happened 4 years ago. Those people ain't slick. At the end of the day, let them have it. Those people are not going to tell you to get the Urus. You're not going to hear content on YouTube like this. This is real content. The Urus before the woman. The Urus before sex. The Urus, I'm telling you, God first, health, always got to take care of your health. I almost passed out. So what is a Urus if you don't have health? What is a Urus if you don't have water in the desert? What is a Urus if you don't have AC? Let it breathe. But with that being said, to all you young guys, you live in the best generation. I want to thank you before I finish this video, because you guys showed me the Urus is actually easy. When I was growing up, nobody had Lamborghinis unless you was from DC. I'm from a small town. But when I went to DC, Club Dreams back in the day, if you know, you know, I saw Lamborghinis, Bentleys, all that, Jaguars, all that. But I had to go to DC. You see what I'm saying? I had to go to PG. But with that being said, this generation is too easy to make 10,000. So if you can make 10,000, get the Urus, and the Urus will help you to have future kids with a woman without stress. When you want to be with the woman, you want to be with her forever until the casket drop. And then if you die, just tell your woman, listen, take all the money, just don't bring no new man around my kids. And if she cool with that, listen, life is easy. If you 19 and you never kissed a woman, kiss a Urus. Kiss a Urus. If you never 19, kiss a Rolls Royce. Get some merchandise, run it up, get the M's. You don't need to kiss a woman without millions. A lot of dating coaches, they going to tell you all this nonsense, but that's so on the back end, they could pay for play. They're paying for play. When you got a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini, 9 out of 10, a woman just going to try to jump on you and have your baby. So at the end of the day, it's going to be more crowd control at that point than you want to get in her pants. The whole goal is this. We got it all backwards. The woman got to want to get in your Levi's. You don't want to have to get in her sundress. She wants to get on you. You're not supposed to want to get on her. You're supposed to want to get on these Lamborghinis, these Ferraris, these 488 Italians and Pistas and Porsche TRS 3s. Like, they could call us nerds all we want to, but all I do is send wire transfers. I wake up to start transferring money. Okay, you trying to disrespect me? I'm gonna, you know what I mean? We're not having that. At the end of the day, this is what it is. I play the game of wire transfers. I don't play the game of squirting. Now, if a woman squirts as a virgin, listen, you're not missing out on anything. It's just water. At the end of the day, I'd rather drink water and be in a Lamborghini than to see if I can make a woman squirt. Most guys don't have anything to live for. That's why you got to watch your circle of your crew. This is why so many people are dying, because they're around people that don't have anything to live for. The Lamborghini is more than just a car. It's saying, I don't want to be average. You got to fight not to be average. You got to scream not to be average. You got to rev the engine not to be average. Let it breathe. And keep your virginity. Don't kiss a woman till you run it up. I care for people. I'm not going to give you advice. You need experience with a woman. All the guys with experience is they on child support. Why do you need experience to be on child support? That is crazy. But when it's all said and done, we're going to use our brain. We're going to think with our big head and our lit head. If you're 19, at least get the Urus by 24, 25. Thank me later. Let it breathe.